Thought I'd show you guys a little bit more about Animal Crossing just because I wanted to show you guys the island today before, and I want to make, daily videos about Animal Crossing. Well, I know there's some people out there who probably would like that. I know I love the game. So here it is, a new day, and I wanted to show you guys really quick. Here, I want to just water this little tree that I planted yesterday. Before I go to town, I noticed that this little guy here is visiting, and today is, when I'm filming this is actually Friday, so that might have something to do with it. But you can see this little, what's he called? Camel dude. And I'll stop him here. His name is Roland, and I don't know what his name will be in the English game, but he was in other games in the past too, where if you found him on the right day, you could buy unique and rare carpets and wallpapers from him. The new way that he works now is you just pay him a flat fee of 3,000 yen, or 3,000 bells, excuse me, and then he goes into your house and he just uses his own decision-making powers based on what he sees to give you some random combination of a floor and ceiling. Now, usually those floor and ceiling are not from the same series, but he does give you some nice ones that are usually, I think, a pretty good deal. You get some stuff that for the 3,000 bells is a pretty good price. So I'm going to ask him really quick to do this for me here. He only does it in the main room of your house. Doesn't matter how many rooms you have in your house. He just does it in that one main room. But you ask him first, and then what he wants you to do is take you to his house, to your house. You want to take him to your house. So I just start walking towards there. He follows me, and once you get him close to your home, then you just go inside here, and then the event starts for him to say, okay, get out of here. I'm going to choose magically what's the best thing for your house here. So you don't even need to control anything here. You're in the event. So he's thinking, he's like, okay, I got it. Give me the money and get out of here, and I'll see what I can do. Now, don't worry, you still get the stuff you have on your walls back from him when you're done. So first you leave the house, and everything kind of looks like he's destroying everything for a little bit, but so he's finished. He comes back out, gives you back what was in there before, which was my Christmas stuff. So I'm curious what he gave me today. Now, it looks a little freaky because he just gave you a rug, but he actually, if you look at your item list, he also gave you the wallpaper too. When I first saw that, I was like, what happened to everything? Okay, so he's done. So I'm going to go in and see what happened here. So this is a cool new wall and flooring that he gave me. Pretty nice. Looks kind of fun. So I still want everything to be my Christmassy theme, but I like to do this just because it's a fun way to kind of get some new random kinds of things, especially in the early stages, because the store in town isn't that big, and so there's really not that many things to choose from. So it can be kind of fun to get a chance to see these things like this instead. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually show you guys what the island looks like today. Now, you're welcome to go to the island as many times as you want. I've heard rumor that if you go there a lot and if you go there a lot, you can get a suntan. I've only so far mostly gone during the night because that's usually when I play. But apparently if you go there during the day, you get a suntan. So this little dude's waiting here. If you've gotten far enough in your being a mayor to get this guy to be here. So you just ask him if you want to go to the island, and then you just need to give him 1,000 bells. So you want to try, of course, to get something out of your trip so that you get your money back from it. So I always try to get some rare bugs or fruits and stuff so that you can have something to bring back and sell. You get in here, and then he, like he always does in normal fashion, he starts singing or talking to you. Every time, usually, he has a new random song, which I could care less. But I suppose some people really like listening to it. But so he sings to you, asks you to join along as he takes you to the island here. So he sings this nice little song to you while you're riding on your way out to the island. So yeah, I was saying if you're not careful, you can get a suntan. So if you don't want your character's skin to change tone, you are advised to use an umbrella while you're walking around. That's usually what they recommend for you to do. So some people here are really worried about that. They don't want their character to get a suntan. So yeah, I haven't really paid much attention to it. But this is the island, and there's a few people here. There's a little family, his little family of people that run everything here. This is the main little hut here. This is his wife, and she takes care of all the tours and also going home. When you're ready to go home, you talk to her, and you talk to her if you want to go on a tour. This is your box that you can bring items home in. And you can take anything you get in your normal inventory and put it in here. And as you can see, there's 16 slots here. You can, I'm sorry, that's your pockets, excuse me. There's 10 slots here, and there's 4 of those. So you can bring home a total of 40 items, and then it'll be waiting for you right there by the boat when you go home. This is his grandma here. She looks pretty cute. And sometimes she always has some unique items selling here. And then some of these little items here, like some stationery and that cute little hat and a marine suit. Now, if I wanted to get this, for example, this is a mermaid closet, but the price is in medals, which are what you get when you participate in the events, the tours. I only have 13 left right now, so I can't really get anything, of course, but you can just keep collecting more to get additional things, so it's always fun to kind of do the tour. This is his little girl, and she's just sitting here playing around, being silly. And then there's an ATM here, of course, if you need money. And if you go outside here, this is the little island. You can tell it's like itty bitty small. And this little Haniwa guy here, you can talk to him, and he can give you rental of items because you're not allowed to bring anything from the main island here, so your pockets are empty when you arrive. So if you needed to borrow something, you'd borrow it from him. And this is where you can get your fishing rod and your net if you wanted to catch something. You can use the marine suit too. These other things you use when you're on the tours, so you probably want to just go ahead and fill up unless you think you're only going to be bug hunting, and then you can just leave everything else here. But all the trees here are all these nice little coconut trees usually, and then there's sometimes some rare little things here, some she shells and some hermit crabs occasionally. And then you do occasionally get a chance to catch some pretty cool little bugs flying, sitting on these trees here. And then there's also occasionally some pretty cool little fish too out there, if that's something you were looking to catch, of course. So you can catch really anything here. Yeah, I'm just gonna make them fly away. But that's all the stuff you can do here. This is where you can get some of the rare fruits if you wanted to get those. And then if you want, like I said, you can go fishing, of course, and then you can also go swimming here. To go swimming, you just need to put on your marine suit. Put that on. If you want to be particular, you can take your shoes off, or you can go ahead and jump in. It doesn't matter. But you just get to the edge, and you press A, and then you jump right into the water. And then this is where you can swim around and, do stuff. Now, while you're here, you just have to be wary because there are jellyfish that'll sting you, so you want to be careful about that. But you just go around here, and there's a roped off section. Obviously, you can't swim out forever into the ocean, so there's just this area that you get to have access to. But you can kind of swim around here until you can find anything that you want to try to catch. And what you're looking for is a little tiny black dot at the bottom of the ocean to let you know something's there, like that. Once you get close to that, then you just come over here and you press Y. You dive down, and you become a shadow, and then your goal is to try to get close to it. I'm going against the current here, so I'm not going to get very close. But you go around here and you can kind of find some stuff. This part does take some getting used to. It can be a little frustrating because it can be a little hard to get used to exactly, how far to overshoot something and then when to dive down to catch it. But it could be a lot of fun because you can kind of later then if you get enough medals and you buy a wetsuit for yourself to take home, then you could do this, like I said, at home too. So that can be nice. Look, I got something there. So you just come up with it, and I got this cool little kind kind of eel looking dude, so that's nice. Yay. So then you can bring that home with you and sell it, of course. I want to get bit. There we go. So let me go back in here, and then I'll show you guys just really quick what a tour is like, so that you can kind of get a feel for it. There's all the little fishies there that I'll scare away as I get out of the water. And, you know, then it's, of course, up to you. If you want to be particular and change your clothes, you're more than welcome to. Or you can just walk around all over with your little marine suit on, too. That's fine. So, I think it's definitely a lot of fun in the sense that you can really be particular, take your shoes and socks off when you come inside, you know, do all sorts of fun things like that. So I caught this little dude, so I'm just going to put him in my bag to go so I don't forget him when I leave. And then I could talk to her about doing a tour. Now, in the beginning, sometimes there's just a few tours available. After coming a few times, then there's a bigger menu of tours that open up. In the beginning, I only had 4 things. Now I think a lot of them are all here. So there's a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to pick one of these random ones. Let's see what this one is about. So you just pick one, and she says, okay, that's what you're going to do. That's cool. And you just clarify you want to leave. And then you can just take a seat and wait until she calls the tour to leave. And that's a little announcement banner just saying that the tour is ready to depart, so get ready. And then you head off to this special mini game of a tour. Now, the unique thing about this is that this place where this mini challenge is happening is always daytime. And it's always run by our little old mayor here who's retired here. And so you come here and he'll tell you what the challenge is. And this particular one, we're just going to be going around and, what are we looking for here? Crystals that are in this game. Excuse me. So the more points you score, then the more medals you get. So you want to, you know, try to have good run of everything as you run around here. So in my pockets right now, I only have the tool I need, which is the shovel. So when I'm ready, then he goes and says, go. And there's a timer that runs, and I have 4 minutes to go run around town here, try to find these rocks. And you just hit them and pick something up. And try to not do what I just did. This is hard to do when you can't see. So I'm just going to keep running around getting as many of these if I can here. I keep digging up the ground. I'm terrible. I'm sorry, you guys. You just keep running around and picking up these jewels. Now, in town, if you find these jewels, they're worth, you know, a good amount of money depending on the grade. The highest being like a gold one that gives you pretty good, I think it's 5,000 bells for that one. There's sapphire, rubies, gold, and silver ones. So you just keep going around to get them. And I imagine over time they kind of do a little number on your shovel. You want to kind of keep that in mind. And if you see a fruit like this and you're like, well, that's cool, you can take it during this game and it'll come with you to the finish line when you're done with everything. So if you want to take something like that with you. These jewels I don't get to take, the crystals, they stay behind because they're part of the challenge and not part of something that I'm actually keeping for myself. But you just go around and collect as many as you can here. So when you only have 30 seconds, you come to this part here where you only have 30 seconds left. You can choose if there's something you want to trade it in for. You can kind of shift things around. But and then you just need to go, you don't necessarily have to find your way back to the little turtle dude. When the timer beeps, you'll just go back there, but I'm just going to head back so that I'm already there. Yay! So now I'll see what my score is. So I filled my pockets with jewels. He did mention that the sapphire was more valuable. I think I got 4 of those, so that's kind of cool. So let's see here. We've got my total, so he's going to tell me based on my points because I had the special one, and total in points I had 33 points. Then that each event is different. That means that I get the gold level of points, so I get the highest level of medals. I get 8 medals for this challenge. So I can then collect those. Now, obviously, like if you needed 40 to get a marine suit to take home with you, obviously you need to kind of do a lot of these tours to get enough medals so that you can have some kind of thing to take home with you. So when the tour's done, you just go back into town, and then you're here on the island, excuse me. So then, whenever you're ready to leave, you can just tell her here that you're ready to go home. and you'll wind up going back home again. And at first she's like, no, please don't leave. No, and then you can say, yes, I'm going home. So you can leave from there, and like I said, you can come visit the island anytime you like. It's really a nice kind of fun place to get a lot of money. I come here and hunt for bugs just so that I can pay off like levels of my house and to pay for things as mayor in town. But you know, going on the tours and doing those time challenges are fun. Some of them are pretty hard to get, especially some of the swimming and diving ones are pretty hard. There's fishing challenges, bug catching challenges, the like breaking the rock challenges, digging up fossils, matching rooms with the different kinds of you know, furniture that they have in them. I mean, really, literally every kind of challenge you can think of for the elements of the game are all there at the island. So we're going home here now. And once you get back to the island, like I said, anything you had put in that special box when you were on the vacation island, you'll then find right here, right next to the boat, there's a little basket, and that's where whatever you bought or took or got or caught or any of those things is going to be right here. All the stuff you borrowed, of course, when you were there is gone now. So if you just look right here in this little basket, that has your item in it. And then from there, you can go ahead and move that then into your inventory and then go into town and sell it. But that kind of gives you an idea of how the island system works on Animal Crossing. And I have gone in now to this. I'll just tell you guys real quick since I'm here. As you go through a certain thing, I think the event that triggered me getting this is that inside this recycle shop you have her, but then you also have like her lover or boyfriend guy who's over here, and he's usually asleep in the beginning. But the thing that I did, I think, that made him accessible is I ordered something from the on the catalog that's available at the convenience store, and once I did that the next day, he was awake. And when he's awake, what he can do is he can change an item that you might have, change the color or the pattern and design of it for you. So that's kind of cool.